Basketball fans, welcome back. So the Kenya Morans had their friendly yesterday against the Nairobi Select, and I'm not that impressed. So that game ended 106-78. So the Nairobi Select fell to the Kenya Morans, and there's a lot of issues going into the Kenya Morans team. Now, this contest is slated to be next weekend, and I don't think the Kenya Morans are ready. So earlier on in January this year, we got to see the Kenya Morans release their provisional squad. Then they went ahead and started training camp together with the Team Lioness. And Team Lioness last week, they went ahead and embarrassed us in front of the continent. That's on the women's side. Now we're waiting for another embarrassment from the men's side in the 3 games that are going to play. And the defensive woes will continue to follow the Team Morans. Now, look at the squad that is there. We have brought in Bushwa Mukota, Desmond Owili, Fidel Okoth. I mean, players who have played in the national team for the longest time, and they have not given us any value. And I even can say this whole taking of players that can't assist us is the norm. And I don't think the Team Morans prioritize winning at this point. And they know that they're going to lose in Tripoli, Libya. So there are 3 venues that the Afrobasket is going to be taking place at. So we have where the Kenya Morans will be playing will be in Libya, Tripoli. Then we have Rabat, Morocco. Those are 2 North African destinations. Then in the southeast coast, we have Madagascar and Antananarivo. They're going to play there. So Kenya is playing in Group E, in case people do not know. I found out that not many people follow into these things that much. They have the tendency of waiting for the result. Then when they see the result, they go, oh, Kenya played. So Kenya is playing in Group E. So in Group E, we have Tunisia, Angola, and Guinea. So in last year's go-around, similar time to this year, Kenya lost to Tunisia, 90-69. Kenya lost to Angola, 88-58. And Kenya won their first game in this Afrobasket 2025 qualifiers against Guinea. That game ended 80-74. It was a 6-point spread, and Kenya has a 1-2 record. So Kenya is going to play the same teams, and looking at even how the squad is, and looking at even the coaching, I don't think we have a chance at winning, and I'm going to explain why. So we have a problem on defense. Last time when we were in the Afrobasket, we had Coach Liz Mills. She was able to fix our defensive woes. So in the first window of the Afrobasket, we had Coach Cliff coaching, and that was the worst window that the Kenya Morans had prior to the second window where they qualified. So if you compare Coach Liz Mills' record and you compare Coach Cliff's record in the Afrobasket qualifiers, you will see that defensively we were a far better unit when Coach Liz Mills was coaching the squad. And we were the worst when Coach Cliff was there. And actually, that's the reason as to why he got fired. It's interesting that you brought the inept and incompetent Kenya Basketball Federation decided to bring this person back. Now, in the Afrobasket, despite even the outcomes, we didn't win too many games like that. Only in Coach Liz Mills' tenure, the Kenya Morans in 7 games that we played, we only won 2 games out of 5. So in 7 games that she coached, we only won 2. And Coach Cliff, we are 1-2. So we didn't win too many games like that. But if you look at the point differentials and point margins, we were not getting blown out. We never conceded the most points. But now when you bring Coach Cliff, when the whole situation with Coach Liz Mills, that debacle, there was a mutiny. We had a couple of legacy players who forced out Coach Liz Mills, together with the federation, the way they were adamant that her assignment ended after the Afrobasket. They thought of bringing back Coach Cliff. And Coach Cliff, when he came back, he put out a stinker in the Fiba World Cup qualifiers in the first window. He was not even available in the second window. And since then, it's been a downhill. I have documented this in multiple videos talking about them. So the reason as to why I'm saying this is this, right? The defensive woes are going to come back to bite us. Bushomukota can't play defense. The man got got removed from APR. I don't want to say fired, but he got removed from APR. I mean, APR did not need him. Even in the BAL, if you look at the highlights, if you look at the statistics, you see that somebody like Bushomukota was virtually unplayable. He played the least amount of minutes, and he was not even adding to anything for APR. Even APR didn't even make the BAL playoffs. So you can see right there that this is not somebody who's quality. Look at Desmond Owili. So Desmond Owili, I saw he signed for KPA. So this is not a player that you can rely on down the stretch. He's not somebody who is a defensive presence. If you want to see this, look at what Gilson Bango from Angola did to Desmond Owili in the window 1 of the Fiba Afrobasket 2025 qualifiers. You'll see that this guy was getting outplayed. He was getting, he was too late on defense. He was too late on closeouts. I mean, teams, especially Tunisia and Angola, really loved scoring on him easily because they knew that this man has no abilities on defense. Now, you brought in Griffin Ligari. So Griffin Ligari, let me just say this, right? There was a reason as to why Griffin was dropped from the Nairobi City Thunder. The Nairobi City Thunder needed to increase the versatility in their backcourt. And that's why they got UC, and that's why they got Eugene Adera. So those guys made the point guard position where it was at that point. Somebody like Griffin, he is a talented player. There's a reason as to why he won the KBF Finals MVP. But there was a reason as to why he got left from the squad because, number one, this is not somebody who is athletic. This is somebody who can't play defense, and his game does not give an output that can impact wins like that. And also, he has played for the national team for the most of the time. Most of his career has played for the national team. You have not seen him succeed at the club level. So in the national team, that's the only time that he is able to play in the continent. And from what we have seen, this is somebody that can't do anything for you. Now, you've gone with Tyler Ongwae, you have Derek Ogechi, and you've got Kenyan Airways, Alberto Dero. Now, okay, those three guys are very good. They are very productive, and those are the guys I can say they might change the tide for us. They can play my turn, your turn basketball, and we can be able to get some scoring on them points. But understand, this is a continental affair, and teams play team basketball. There's no individual basketball. So if you try to play individually, you're going to suffer, because every single time that these guys are going to be on that team and on the floor, teams are going to zero in and they're going to catch on very quickly, and they'll be like, oh, let's zone in on Tyler because he's playing very well and he's scoring. So let's put some hard defense on them, make him a facilitator. So that's something that happened in the Afrobasket. I'm not sure if you guys caught on to that, because in that Cote d'Ivoire game, that's what Cote d'Ivoire did. And Cote d'Ivoire were able to go ahead and even make it to the finals. So we have a problem. I mean, Houston, we have a problem. Now, the Nairobi Select, they didn't even tell us who was going to play in the Select. We came to find out that these are the players who are there. Majority of the teams in the continent have released their names. You have seen the list of players who are playing. So you have seen Uganda do it. You have seen, I don't have the numbers verbatim of the teams that have released, but you can see Kenya is still in limbo, and you don't even know the final squad. But let me just tell you for a secret. This is between us. I know you guys are listening in. The only way you'll know that you're on the national team is when your name is being printed in the boarding pass. If it's not there, forget about it. And right now, as we speak, there's so little time to be able to change anything. Coach Cliff is going to lead us to the worst situation possible. We're in the worst, and the biggest disadvantage we have right now is you are competing with so many countries to be able to get up on them points and be able to get a good point differential. Not just a good winning record, but a good point differential. Now, let me break it down how hard our Group E is. I'm going to start off with Tunisia. Tunisia are the defending champions. They won the Afrobasket back-to-back. So this is a team that knows winning, and the US Monastir team hails from Tunisia, and they won the BAL championship. So these are players coming from Tunisia who understand how to play basketball the right way. North African teams dominate basketball in Africa, and you have seen that with how many BAL championships they have been able to win. BAL Season 1 dominated by Zamalek, US Monastir, and we've seen Al Ahly win it. Then we had the first sub-Saharan team in Angola, in Petro de Luanda, Angola, getting it. I'm going to get to them. Now you can see they have top quality teams and players, and their top quality management, and their basketball program works, not like ours. Now, do you actually think Kenya has the ability to beat Tunisia? Your guess is as good as mine. We don't have a chance there. Now, let's go to Angola. Angola is very close to my heart because I like their team in Petro de Luanda. So Petro de Luanda won BAL Season 4. And guess who are the players who are going to play for that national team? They come from Petro de Luanda. They have been playing at a high level all year long. And remember, Angola also fielded a roster that went to the FIBA World Cup. They have so much experience under their belt. They won BAL Season 4 in Petro de Luanda. And the same players dominated us. Even you had a 17-year-old in Neto dominating us last year. And the game was so difficult, and the game was decided in the first quarter. Now, Angola are going to host the Afrobasket. And by virtue of them hosting the Afrobasket, they've already qualified, even with a 2-1 record. Do you firmly believe that they forgot what we did to them in 2021 with Tyler? Do you actually think they forgot? Now it's not even about winning the game, it's about revenge. They're looking for revenge. Now they're looking towards payback and getting their league back, because we stole their chain in 2021, and they have gotten their sweet revenge. And you see what happened in game 1? They didn't even give us an inch, and they went ahead and beat us by 30 points. Do you actually think they're going to let the same thing happen? Given the same time, it's 4 years apart, but they don't forget, and they're going to come hard on us. Now, those are two teams that I've shown you are very difficult to beat. Guinea. So we beat Guinea by 6 points, and if you look at that game, we struggled beating them. A lot of times you might think that, Kenya, we have the ability to beat teams, but that one in particular, I can say we really struggled. Now, given the personnel that we have on the roster, do you think that we can also be able to beat Guinea by as many points, by even at least 20 points? No. If the Guinea team were looking for their first win, we're not even last, but us and Guinea in our group, we were not even able to get a win. Both us and Guinea, I don't know why the English is not Englishing. Both us and Guinea were not able to get wins. The first win that we got was from Guinea, not from the other two, because Guinea lost to Tunisia and Angola, similar to us. Now, it was the losers who are trying to get the win. So we are just scrapping out there. Now, I want you to ask yourself, do you think the Kenya Morans have what it takes to win? Do you think that they can be able to get us to that next level? I don't think so. I mean, we're in it to get beat, and you're going to get dominated, and it's not even going to be close. And understand there are 10 games per day in 3 days, so that's 30 games. Now, if we don't have a good point differential, we won't be able to qualify, even if we are third. If we are not able to score, and at least, even if we are going to lose, if we're not able to curtail the scoring and limit their scores so that we don't get blown out, we're going to get out of the tournament. And the self-sabotage that is there is Coach Cliff. Coach Cliff, man, he doesn't know how to coach anything defense. And there's a reason as to why we get blown out with him coaching. And our rotations, don't even know how our rotations are. So let me tell you, you're in it to get beat. And I'll be following up with multiple videos like this of this nature. So yeah, I mean, I don't think we have what it takes. I think we're going to miss out on this edition of the Afrobasket. I am writing off this team because you can't tell me in a whole year, in the 11th month, that's when you realize, oh my God, you have to train for the Afrobasket. You had a whole 10 months. You couldn't plan. You couldn't do anything. You ignored it. You wait for last minute. Then you think that you're going to win. I know for a fact that you had 7, the Kenya Morans, I know you're going to be listening to this. You're listening to this. I just want you to know that you're going to embarrass our country similar to the women, the way they did it. And it's just a matter of when, because we know it's next weekend. And we're just waiting for tip-off. We see what's going to happen. These wins that you are gathering here from these small select teams, you're going to play Nairobi Select, and then you think that, this one helps you to get where you're going. As long as we have people like Angela, Luchivia, and Moses Wanjara, this team is just going to continue getting mediocre. I've seen people even are numb to even us losing. They just know that we don't have what it takes. You see Paul Otula there saying that, we successfully hosted BAL. You see, the road to BAL. So I'm telling you, the delusion is at an all-time high. We are going to fail. Brace yourself for failure. I just want to tell you for free. There is no way we can be able to beat Tunisia and Angola. Those are two teams we can't beat. Actually, the beatdowns will be hard. Last year, you may think that we trained very well, but we didn't. Players were playing there, players were getting dropped. There was a lot of game of musical chairs when it came to the final roster. Now, this one, we're going to get beat properly. And I'm just waiting to tip off. Can't wait. So, yeah, man. Make sure to follow me on here, on Instagram. If you're watching it on Instagram, follow me. Also on TikTok, follow me on YouTube because, man, let me tell you, this week is good. There's going to be a lot of things happening. So, you don't want to miss out on any fire content that's coming out. So, yeah, man, I'm going to see you in the next one. Peace out.